Cadia stands. Hello everyone and welcome. New faction. Issue 71. Cadian Command Squad. So we get our 5 28mm bases and we also get our Command Cadian Squad sprue complete. Just one part. So there's no 2 of 2, it's just 1 of 1. Onto the magazine. So there you go. Here's our art on the front. Cadians going for it with our Cadian Command Squad, Astra Militarum characters, and a new scenario. So, as it always is when we first get our new minis, how to build. So how to build our Cadian Command Squad. Starting with the commander. And he is then assembled, and then going on for a standard bearer. So, regimental standard. Soldiers would rather die than see their standard fall. Then we go on to our medic. So the Medipack, one veteran guardsman is equipped with patch up with their comrades. Then we go on to our Master Vox, one veteran guardsman as signaler. And then finally, our veteran sergeant with a power fist. These details can be used on any model you like. You could even save them to use on the bases of other units if you wish. And there they are when they're done. So, like we always do, we go on to how to paint our Cadian Command Squad. Starting with Catching Flesh and Wraithbone. Some Caliban Green, Lead Belcher, Mephistone's Red for the standard. Rakkar Flesh, Calgar Blue, Retributive Armour, Abnett Blacks, Corax White. And as they always say, it's a work in progress, but we're still working on it because now we have shades, starting with Reikland Flesh Shade, Agrax Earth Shade, Noon Oil, then on to our highlights, starting with Corax White, Palette Witch Flesh for Flesh, and Night Crystal Flesh still for Flesh, and for straps and that, Auric Flesh, Stormhost Silver, Mechanica Standard Grey, and Wild Rider Red for the Veteran Sergeant's Medal there. And it's still a work in progress. And that's how they all look so far. So, we're going to move on to our Read N, Astra Militarum 01, the Hammer of the Emperor. So, the power and might of the Astra Militarum is brought to bear on the foe. So, a bit of lore here. So, I'll leave that there for a little bit. Anyone wants to have a read of what they have to say about the Astra Militarum. And then we'll move on. Departamento Munitorum. So Endless Rows of scribes toil over the inevitable records of the Munitorium. Adeptus Ministorum. And then we move on to our Collect H, our characters here. To Arms for the Glory of the Imperium, number 1 and number 2. Cadian characters, so we have our Cadian commander there starting. And as they always do, roll dice, result, whatever you would like to call them. And obviously, on the previous page, it was your Armoured Sentinel, which will be coming very soon in the magazine. The Astra Militarum launch a brutal counter-attack as the foe closes in. So we've got some well-painted here minis here from the Astra Militarum fighting the Tyranids. Cadian Command Squad. So Cadian Command Squads are led by a Cadian Commander, an experienced officer, accompanied by 4 veteran guardsmen. These highly experienced warriors lead from the front and are widely respected by the troops of the Astra Militarum, who will follow them unfringingly into the jaws of death itself. So your unit name, I'll see like they have done in previous magazines, roll, result, unit name, we've built, we've painted, and we will soon be playing. A data sheet. So this is the first data sheet for Astra Militarum Combat Patrol. The datasheet contains all the information that you need to use your Kid in Command Squad in games of Combat Patrol. File this datasheet away safely so that it's ready to use in the games scenarios in future issues. So, bolt pistol, last gun, a plasma pistol as well, and for melee weapons, close combat weapon, power fist, and power weapon. And we move on. Scenario 44, Cadia stands. Play F, scenarios 44. So I'll leave that there. Anyone wants to have a read of that bit. And then we'll put on, let's have a look on how to play. To play Cadia stands, set up your battlefield as shown over leaf. Take it in turns to place a total of 4 terrain cards. The Chaos Space Marine player selects 1 unit of 2 Legionnaires with a bolt pistol, bolt gun, and close combat weapon. The Astra Militarum player selects 1 Kid in Command Squad unit. At the start of the command phase, the Chaos Space Marine player checks to see if their unit of Legionnaires has been destroyed. If it has, the Chaos Space Marine player replaces that unit in the command phase by placing them in a Chaos Space Marine deployment zone. So there's our deployment and our how to win. And then we will turn the page. So that's how they want our battle map to look. That's their Chaos Space Marines deployment zone. In the corners there, an Arcadian Command Squad dead center of the map. So, talk about a feel no pain reminder that was explained in a previous issue. So, feel no pain gains an extra chance to save against wounds. The Arcadian Command Squad has this ability as long as a guardsman with the medipack is still part of the unit. In this example, the unit suffers 2 wounds and fails its save rolls. The player makes 2d6 feel no pain rolls, 1 for each point damaged. This succeeds, and the 4 does not, and the unit only suffers 1 wound instead of 2. So, was it an Astra Militarum victory, or was it a Chaos Space Marine victory? Choose your enemy. As your Astra Militarum collection grows, you may wish to revisit the scenario to see how units fare against the mighty Chaos Space Marines again. Choose completely different opponents to test their battle. These suggestions below will allow you to tweak this scenario of your liking. So bolster your lines or face greater foes. And then our inner page here, see, with the cultists. And then look forward to future issues. Coming soon are 2 new paints, White Scar and Euro Yellow, which I do understand these are the last 2 paints of the collection. As we only have about 18, I think, after this one. 18 to go. So we still got to cover a little bit of the cultists in that. I think 1 more, the Jackals. We also have to carry on with the Astra Militarum units. And then last but not least, our World Eaters. Our 9th faction, and done. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for commenting, thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing. And I will see you all very soon for the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now.